Hello everyone. Man, they just don't stop, do they? Recently, Haidoukin, who was one of the first people to talk about Harry, has made a video about smoxic. Wait, he's one of the original people? Dang, that means he's very trustworthy. Don't believe me? Good choice, because he isn't. Anyway, today I'll be changing up the content a little bit so I can respond to his video and explain parts where he is dead wrong. Before I do that though, let me explain something. Recently, Smoxic made an alt account on YouTube to expose Sharkboi after Sharkboi made a video about him saying some bad things. And honestly, to defend myself, I'd do the same thing. Anyway, Haidoukin saw everyone trying to say that Smoxic is a liar, and decided to hop onto it in hopes of getting views. How do I know this? Well, if you look at his channel, he has a bunch of videos which are pretty much saying things that other creators have already said, which the same rules applies to Smoxic videos. He also tries to make up lies about Smoxic, but we'll get into that later, but for now, let's dive into what he has to say.
It's Volts made a video called My Last Response, in where he claims that Smoxic faked information about him holding a kid at gunpoint and him being 20 years old. There's nothing to back this up that Smoxic faked this information.
Yeah, this has been thrown around a bit, but it wasn't said in any of Smoxic's videos, so I'm not sure whether to believe it or not. But for you guys watching this, just pretend it was never said, because there isn't much evidence to back it up.
I've proven before that all the evidence he claimed to have gathered is false. He even said to me when I claimed to be on his side that he didn't have the record, but all he knew was that there was an offense on there for drugs, which he then proceeded not to give me the record for.
He literally didn't say that Volts did that, so how exactly are you using this as evidence?
Also, this is typical of Smoxic, not putting any effort into researching for his videos. So he probably just assumed that Volts was like everyone else who's made Rec Room videos, an American, so like guns would be like, oh, I can accuse him of holding guns.
Nothing you just said made any sense. He went from talking about assuming he was like everyone else who made videos, and then all of a sudden started talking about Americans with guns. You can't just say Americans and guns and use it as evidence, and quite honestly, that's a very stupid thing to say.
He did do edgy things to kids, and I'm not making up. I was in the Saints Underground, and Smoxic would say a lot of things to people who were underage. Those people also stated their age before Smoxic would say the weird things before them, so he was aware about that the entire time.
I'm honestly dumbfounded that he would say something like that. I was in the Saints Underground server as well, and 1, this never happened, and 2, it's his server so he can say what he wants. Besides, if a kid joins, then that's the kid's fault for being there. You can't hold Smoxic accountable for that. Another thing to note is that Smoxic's whole viewership is not directed towards kids. His content is more directed towards an older audience. Therefore, his server will be the same. He shouldn't have to worry about what he says if the server was never meant to be a kid server in the first place.
And now he says, oh, I'm making up, giving him fake screenshots, when I never gave Volts any screenshots about that, because I assumed at that time that, oh, Smoxic's my friend, he's just joking around with it. So I never took any screenshots because I don't want to like backstab my friend, but now I realize I should have taken screenshots.
Got any evidence to show, or are you just gonna hide it? If you really didn't send anything, you would have shown your message history with Volts.
Smoxic wanted me to make a video talking about Sharkboi and about like all the things that he has allegedly done. This is why in my video I said that Smoxic wanted me to talk about all the messed up things that Sharkboi has done. This included the lie that Sharkboi threw his dog at the wall, and that he had put paintball guns into his school roleplay room and rec room.
No, that didn't happen. He would have asked me to make it as well if that were true, since we were both active at the time it happened. And he never said it in the server either, because I would have seen it. Smoxic said that he would expose Sharkboi for it, him, not you. You are using the fact that the server is gone as a way to make up false information just for views.
The reason that Star had co-owner on this because as a veteran support member, they have to manually check any of the rooms that are reported. So he gave himself co-owner so he could see what the room was doing.
It's not how the moderation works. They join the room but not make themselves co-owner. I don't believe that the whole Star Centurion inappropriate room thing is true, but don't use it to get an upper hand over someone, especially when you aren't on the mod team so you don't know how they moderate rooms. You're probably wondering how I know the moderation system works, and to put it simple, I had a map stolen before and had to contact the mod to get it back, and they never became co-owner on the map.
Smoxic then says that Volts hopped onto the Harry Malik's trend for views, even though Smoxic, you did the same. Smoxic, you weren't involved in any of the Harry Malik's drama until you made your first video on it. Volts had a reason to join as you brought in one of his friends into the drama, calling them a pedo. So, might want to check your facts.
Actually, a lot of people, including me, talked him into covering the topic, and he agreed. He didn't just jump onto it. Although I think he could have researched a bit more before making the video.
So here you brought up the Omegle stuff, and Shark already owned up to that in one of his videos, so there was literally no point bringing this back up.
He did own up to it, but he didn't make it any better for himself. He lied about the people thinking it's funny, and honestly, I wouldn't find it funny either.
That was the moderation team who banned Brent from the game, not Shark. And the moderation team hates Shark. So check your facts.
Yes, that is why I have 2 pages of the script full of information on why you are wrong.
As you can obviously see here, Smoxic is walking on a tightrope here and he's trying to grab onto everything that can make him popular again. I can't wait until the podcast episode of Smoxic trying to make me look bad comes out so I can tear it apart bit by bit.
Excuse me, that kind of behavior is the exact reason this drama started. You are acting no better than Harry. If they make a video on you, then you can react to it, but I will not tolerate you attacking them for the same reason Harry attacked us. Honestly, I was expecting a video the same as his last one on Smoxic where it's just straight up false, which I was right, but I definitely wasn't expecting him to act like Harry either. Maybe I should just attempt to join their podcast just to piss him off. I think that would be funny. Anyway, thanks for listening, and hey, as a reward for staying to the end, I can announce that I finally have my Discord back. Sort of. Basically, I sent an email to Discord, and they didn't respond until after the 14-day deletion date, so the account was deleted. But I remade it with the same email, so I have new Discord tag. Also, I've made the Discord server to go along with it, where I can post updates to you guys so you'll know what to expect from me. You can find all of this in the description. Anyway, thanks for sticking me through this dumpster fire, and I'll see you next time.